What's up, guys? Snowman here. Just thought I'd do a quick video, and I'm just sitting in here in my room chilling. I don't know. Thought we'd talk about knife steel and my knives. So I'm still a big advocate for 5160. This is my Fury combat survival knife. This is a combat clip point. True full tang. Got the, it's a single piece, 1/4 inch thick. This is 5160 spring steel. I believe this is a 7.5 inch blade. Let me look at it. I do knives in different lengths, and I can't keep up with them all on the blade length a lot of times, but 7 inch from the guard, a little over 7 inch blade. Got a very aggressive. I love to do. You guys are going to see that most of my knives have a very aggressive hollow grind. It's a Scandi hollow grind, particularly if I bring it down to like a 0 tolerance, like that straight razor. Only able to do that because I water cool the blade as I take that, as I'm hogging that metal off. You guys can go see some of my videos where I'm hogging metal off with that grinder. I keep the blade metal cool regardless of what steel that I'm using. But that's how I'm able to get down to that very aggressive hollow grind. So if you get a manufactured knife, it's very expensive to do that because they have machines to do that. They have to water cooling machines. Generally, most knives are going to have a convex primary grind, or they're going to have a flat grind. And the closest I can make out to what a company where my knives are similar is like Bark River. If you look at their SOG Vietnam tribute knives, they do a real aggressive hollow grind down to a 0 tolerance. That's what mine are. It's a very expensive process to do, but when you do it by hand, you just keep it cool with the water. It's not that big a deal. So you just got to keep the metal cool, because you don't want to mess up, particularly when you start getting low down here along the edge. You don't want to overheat that. That's going to mess up the integrity of your carbon there. But these are really cool. This is what I call the Fury. Single piece. I got a couple different templates of this. I got one with like 2 guards, double guard. This one just has the bottom guard. Clip point. I like to try to leave some meat on my tips. My goal is to have a pointy tip, and I want it strong and robust. I don't want it just breaking off. So I try to leave, when I say meat, most of you guys know I'm talking about metal. So we're going to leave some metal there on the tip. So these are real it's cool, excuse me. There's a really cool friend of mine on it, Leonidas Knives and Gear. He's tested a couple of my knives. He did a test. I think he did a test on one of my Desert Tanos, but he's got one of these Furies, and they're really cool. This one's in 5160. So now let's take a look at, we looked at the Fury here and talked about it. I want to show you, this was my very first prototype of my M9X, or when I first stamped this, back when I made this in 2017, I stamped it XM9. I'm now calling it the M9X. But this one has the terracotta tip, where this other one that I do, which is also an M9X, this is the combat clip point. So I call this my EOD Commando. This one has a combat clip point. When you have the difference between this one has a triangle terracotta tip, this one has a clip point. Now this one is going to be stronger. You're going to have a stronger tip there. I've jammed this and stabbed a 55-gallon barrel quite a bit with this. Never had the tip. Integrity is fine. But I want to talk some more about this on the primary grinds. But there was a gentleman named CARRILLO. I looked at some of his knives. I know a lot of you guys might be familiar with this knife maker. Just had incredible machining process. But that's what I changed my primary grind to this. I've got more of an aggressive, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is really channeled out. Got more of an aggressive hollow grind. It's very deep, and then I do a 1/4 inch secondary cutting edge. I want to make some more of these, but I'm going to do a shorter blade, because all the special op guys, military guys, this longer blade here, these 7.5 inch blades, this one's designed to look like an M9 bayonet. Guys don't want to carry this much weight around. When you're carrying a lot of gear, you don't want your knife to be too heavy. So everybody's kind of going to lighter, they're going to more utility, 5.5 inch blades, 4.5 inch blades like that. So I'm going to reduce this down to 5.5 inch. I made a template, so see, I can do a shorter version. This is a template. I'll do a shorter version of this. This one's a 5.5 inch. This is how a 5.5 inch blade. I can do an EOD. I can do a typical or a original M9 bayonet type guard on there. But probably what I'm going to end up doing on all of them is I'm going to go with the EOD handguard. I get that from Missouri City, man. These parts. This is a really high quality EOD handguard. And I'll get well, when I make this, it'll have the EOD handguard. So I want to make the shorter version, because I think this is going to be more desirable for guys that are wanting something lighter but have a combat utility knife. I believe this one's around 5.5 inches. Let me look here. Okay, it's going to be just right at under a 6 inch blade. Just right under 6 inches. But I think that's going to come out cool. That's a project. I'm going to make a couple of those coming up. And I can do that either in my terracotta tip. This is my prototype. I made this one in 2017. But I enhanced the grinds and made the secondary grind to match what this knife maker, CARRILLO, was doing. Because it's just really aggressive, and you got that terracotta tip, super robust. These are true full tang. Got the primary, the multifunction pommel end tips are pry bar, window breach. You can egress or enter or egress from a vehicle window. You got a pry bar, and of course you got point contact there, right? But these are 1/4 inch. This one's 5160. This one is in 1095. And same serrations. These serrations are designed, you can take a diamond file, maintain these, keep them sharp in the field. And this is the combat clip point. So I call this a combat survival knife. This one is my Commando. It's got the EOD handguard. It's all, I'm calling these the M9X now. EOD Commandos, either in the clip point or the terracotta tip blade, 7.5 inch blade. So the ones that I'm going to be making are going to be, like I said, the shorter version of that, just under a 6 inch blade. And these fit into a, your Durlin sheaths. Really cool. But they are a little bit on the heavy side. So yeah, so that's my Fury. I want to talk a little bit about that shorter template that I made. And I'm going to be I use 5160 spring steel. I'm using 01 tool steel. Just did a knife, one of my Hollow Hound survival knives out of 01, came out outstanding. I love the 01. It just worked out great. Heat treated and tempered, just perfect. So I'll probably use the 80 CRV2 again from Europe. The 01, going to use the 5160 spring steel. And I'm probably going to try A2. There's A2 tool steel that I want to give it a try. So I like trying out new steels because, if it works, then I like using it. Particularly if it heat treats and tempers, good. But yeah, so I just want to do a quick video here and show you these guys, talk about that. I'm pretty excited about the shorter version of my M9X version here, combat, you know, commandos. This is just designed to look like an M9 bayonet. You know, I've got the original, you know, the original style M9 bayonet lug handguards on there, but I now put a titanium pin behind the guards and a titanium pin in this piece that I also hand fabricate. Do that for either one, and when I build the shorter version I'll do that as well. So I'm trying to make them robust. I wrap we've got around 18 to 20 feet of 550 paracord that wrap around, well, let me show you this. This is pretty cool. So what I'm doing is this gets triple wrapped. You end up with a 3/4 inch wide tang, you know, by 1/4 inch. So if you compare it to like a K-bar, theirs isn't near that wide, and I don't think their blades are 1/4 inch, full 1/4 inch thick. But I try to always make sure my blades are at least around 0.216 to 0.250, because you want that, you know, I want that blade thickness to be, you know, up there. So anyway, guys, appreciate you stopping by. Just thought I'd do a little quick video here. I'll catch you guys on the next one.